The reindeer's waiting for a ride. Those guys think I'm gonna do it, but I already did it. Look at them just sitting there. Poor babies. They look sad. Here's the snow castle. I'm getting ready to go in it. Snow Castle 2004. Here's some ice carvings, anchors. Kind of like Disneyland. Look at these guys. The center courtyard. This is the gallery, and everything in here is made from felted wool by this one particular artist who actually did the hats for the snow show too, which if they had fit, or I didn't look like a total idiot, I would have bought one. Oh. Go ahead, don't let me, please. Quitos. These are wine bottle coolers. I like that one. It's a wine bottle cooler cover. So here's some more of the felted visuals. That's pretty amazing. I have a little brochure about how it's done too. Kind of cool. Kind of creepy. I like to be creeped out. The art gallery. Oh, Jesus, I almost fell. This is very cool in its own way too. Man, look at this. Talk about being creepy. Who would stay here with spiders this big?
Oi, miten tämmönen saa kuvattu?
from the pulpit.
Meillä on pyssyt, vain paukkuja puuttuu. Kattoon me kerran vain laukaistais. Talveksi siitä jo johtaja muuttuu. Sitten vain...
This is a group room. With skins and then linen on top. See, it's snow, styrofoam, foam rubber, and some skins. These are a lot of the rooms are off of this hallway and then up these stairs. This is finally a room you can stand in. It's got 2 beds. See, every room has a theme like frost, ice crystals, a snow theme. It's really hard to tell, but this blanket in this room is covered with little bits of snow and frost. It's pretty cool, really. This is kind of how I felt about the trees. A mural on the wall. Yeah, there's plastic set into the ice. And here's the stools. It looks like they're covered with reindeer skin. This is what you would look at if you're sitting at a table. Some sculpture. The candle and the vase are glass. And there's a nice little mural over each table. It's pretty, but it's glass. And plastic top table, but it is made out of ice. That's a neat sculpture. This is Tabara. Finlandia vodka. Kids can come in here. You can smoke in here. Sie können hier essen.
Vai, se oli paljon peike, mutta joku kinttaa tuli. Ota hetki, me kysäsin.
Se voi olla huomenna joku valmis.
This is pretty neat because it's kind of built in a little bit to the texture of the roof line anyway. See, it's pretty cool. But see, a lot of sculptures like this seem to have softened. I don't know if it's deteriorated from being here. Oop, out of... Oh no, the camera's going nuts. Anyway, you kind of get the idea. It's just softened from... Can you believe this? Every night it's like this, I guess. This is my second, well, third night really, but second night out in Kemi. Look at this sky again. Look at the focus on this camera really has a problem. Okay, here's like a street lamp. Alright, and then we're going into the sunset. Look at that. Look at that sky. Another Rothko. Look at this close up. This is like, what a color. I mean, it's tropical looking. If it was 80 or not, if it was like 100 degrees and windy and palm trees, you'd think you were in, you know, the Caribbean or Hawaii or someplace. God, is that unreal or what? I could just stand here all night and photograph a sunset. I think it's better when it's just photographing when it's dark like this. Look, some trees, not too much going on, not too... Ooh, there's something happening. Something good in the cold climate. Do 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 do. Big sky country. Look at this. Here we are. This is kind of what it really looks like. Here, a little bit lighter. This is more what it looks like. These are lights built into the wall. Some of the companies that sponsor the ice castle or the snow castle, I'm sure. It's a pretty deluxe room here. Up, focus. Okay, there's the focus. It's kind of a nice mural. And a carpet. This is like what I'd seen on the... There's my imprint on the bed. They never straightened it out. They did a video in here and I just left. And they didn't straighten anything, so... Their murals that are carved into the snow. And then here's an interesting item. A imitation fireplace. There we go. Kind of interesting.
Sulla ei vielä ole siinä vaiheessa.
Look how sparkly the snow is. Did you hear that, Wendy? Wendy can probably hear me farting all the way and see. Look at that sparkle. See, you just, I mean, this is like amazing sparkle. And it's like hieroglyphics in the snow. I love it. Mitä? At the bottom down here, there's a certain sadness now to everything because, I mean, this was the risk. But, you know, fast and furious, you can see this wind affecting this certain piece of ice right here. It's like they're crying, kind of. I don't mean to be maudlin. Crying. Everything has a certain listening look to it now because of this temperature. It feels like spring. I mean, it's certainly with the wind kicking up, it's chilly. But it's nothing like the bitter cold that we need to keep these alive. One piece, two pieces I think have been closed down because they melted too much. And the snow is dripping off of the rooftops and falling to the ground. But it's more slippery to walk too. See how it settles and weeps? I'm going to try and walk around this way, hoping that I do not slip and fall. This is a nice piece. I didn't come out yesterday purposely. I wanted a day's rest from the snow show, and I saw other things. I saw the snow castle, and you know, for what that was neat, but very, again, commercial, like the Ice Palace kind of. I'm gonna have to come in a little bit now on this. And I saw the art museum display of the piece that was here last year. They have the guts to it inside, and that was very cool. This is like Stonehenge, isn't it? Alright. I don't think you can read that, but it says obscured horizons, and then there's other languages throughout saying the same. Here's my guide who's trying to get me some English translation. His English is just okay. It really is very beautiful, this little subtle like yellow in the middle of the white pieces. I like that. See, it looks like this piece is starting to lean a little bit. My eyes are tearing so bad. This one has started to crack. I feel like I get this piece way too quickly, and it's an interesting space. This is better. This piece doesn't seem from far away anyway to have suffered much from the weather. I've always felt like this was like the ruins of the Acropolis, even from the model. See, this looks like the remains of audience. It is a theater. I'll show more of that. I have already, but that's Doho Sa. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Doho Su in the distance. And this it looks just like an audience. It's melting. I'll bet you by tomorrow this whole place is shut down, because there's a big freeze tonight. Oh man, this is really showing the frailty of this, the frailty of life. The wind is so strong, I'm kind of scared to be up here, but I'm doing it. See, this is between these ice blocks. See how high they are? Look at the ice, how beautiful it is. It's the sea, frozen solid. Wind is whipping up here. I mean, if it's strong for me, and the whole piece has much less delineation, you know, because it's softer. Can you see that water pulsating through? I'm letting the camera focus because I can't screw with it in the wind like this. See it pulsing like blood through the veins of the piece? Like up at Mount Rainier on my birthday. That footage, the pulsing. Water becomes the blood of ice. Now my whole viewfinder is fogging up, so... It's like you're watching that movie where they... Incredible Journey or something, where they went in someone's body. Fantastic journey. Look at that. I hope I don't get blown off this thing. Look at that. gotta get down. Some grass embedded in the ice. The memory of an audience. And this will be a memory too in just a few days if it doesn't want. Cool. I thought I lost my glove. I was all ready to leave my name at the ticket place here, just in case. I'm sure the wind would have taken this away. And there it is, loyal glove, waiting to come down again. Not even moving there. The snow is so soft, and it was so hard just the day before yesterday. This is like an amphitheater. And then here again is what I call a memory of the audience. I love that. Look how it's separating there. I'm going to do this again on this different focus just to... Its skeleton is showing. Now this really does look like a big jumble, more than it did before, because God, now the end is so imminent. Just in the short time, but that's life. You never know. You never know when your time is coming, or I don't know. All the effort we put into life, all the effort they put into this. Is life ultimately sad? Or should we revel in the joy that these have given, just no matter how short of a time they've been around? I'd like to think of it that way. Now I'm up in the wind again. This is a beautiful piece. Here's the amphitheater part. It's very slippery. I'm getting down. Halde. This piece looks totally different with the steam being blown away. It's not around it. It's still pretty eerie though. Here comes a tour. It's really different. Still creeps me out though. Pike. Boy, when it was really cold the other night though. Oh, with the mist and everything. See, this could be a big problem because I think this is the water hose. And now this is totally exposed. You could see a little ditch here the other night, but now this is where the hot water, because the level in the piece now seems low. And there is a yellow building right there, a little portable construction workers kind of building that I think heated the water and pumped it through. And it's still making a sound like it's working. But moseying around to the piece, the water level looks a lot lower. And maybe that is why it isn't as high. I mean, as hot and steamy too, even though the weather is warmer. So, like, look at this one day, really, of warm weather. I think it's just been one day, and now the grounds are riddled with open patches of mud and ay ay ay. This is to number 5, which I had to be direct. Someone came out and showed me where it was one night because I couldn't find it. This is a very cool piece, and now it's in sad shape, just since I haven't seen it in one day. But I think I saw it at night, and they've had problems with the lighting, so it wasn't lit. I can't remember if I think I photographed maybe a little bit. But what they did was they took different waters and they froze different waters. Like this was holy water. This is awful. You can't tell anything. This was it said holy water on it. This one I don't know. It's totally gone. You know, this is really a lesson too, and do it now. I'm glad I saw the show when I did. And in your life too, you just have to do it. I guess Nike was right. These are a few of the names that you can still see. And look how wet that is there. You see the people's reflections in there? I just noticed that. Melt, melt, melt. My God, one day is all it took. One fucking day. Jesus Christ. People walk away quickly because they don't see anything. Like this one said Vichy. So They had brand name waters too. Here's one, and you can kind of see how they did it too. I think. I mean, you can see the form anyway. God. Such a great piece. This is the Shel Video and their partner. I can't remember the name. Oh man, oh man. One day of warm weather. Who would have thought? God, there's a lot of lessons to be learned here. Lessons a lot of people know already, but I don't know. I need to be reminded of those lessons. The focus is good. See, they did this piece right in the middle of a lake. Not in the middle, but right on a lake. That's so beautiful. Look at the snow piled up on the lake. It's right on the lake. I backed up a little to get the whole thing in. Look at the sun. It's about, I think it's about 3 o'clock. So that's what it looks like. Maybe it's a little later. Oh no, it's later. No, it's probably about 4 o'clock. See how that piece just sets on the landscape. It's at the end of a area, you know, kind of on the edge, so it's kind of neat. There's Evian, and it's about 4. They let me come in for just a few minutes. And, you know, I'm liking this piece better today than I did the other night. I'm just going to take the camera in with me. I love the inside, what they've done inside. This is unreal how this is, the growths on these. This is melting quite profusely, and they are cordoning it off. This is just such an amazing piece. Right in there. It's like outgrowths. Look at that. Look at that area. I gotta work fast because it's melting and I know they want me out of here. Look at that. Look at that. Fine. I was playing with the exposures. It's very interesting what he did in here. I know the other night, and it still kind of reminds me of the bottom of a snail. Some of these. God, look at that. Look at that, though. It's just beautiful. I have to look closer. Look at those. Look at that. Each one of these is a little miracle. I just can't get over the material. That's just me. Look at that. I don't know what he put in here, but it's sure reacting to the melting. Yeah. Look at these, they're like undersea gardens. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, God. These kind of outgrowths, Patrick, remind me of some of your work with the foam. Look at the air trapped in here. What that does. What a material. Look at this one, kind of askew. Can you see it crying? This is not supposed to happen so early. Pretty high walls. It's just really nice being in here. I'm not quite sure about. I just like being in here. And drip, drip, drip. Can you hear that? Can you hear the melting? If I were a glass artist, I would try and recreate this. Glass. To me, the purpose of glass would be to recreate ice so it would never, the beauty of it would never fade away. Let me back off here now. Let's see. Oh, let me get further back and just to see if I can capture this whole thing. Can you see that? Is that staying in focus? I'm gonna refocus. I'm gonna do it like this. And now I'm gonna do it like this. It's like veins holding on to whatever he put in the ice. See, the ground is littered with this red dye, which must be leaking from this piece. It looks almost like the slaughtering of some animal. He must have used red dye. Well, here's a break in the ice, and you can see there must be weak here where they put whatever they put in there, and it's melted so much there's a break in it. No wonder they roped this area off. Here's the piece from the outside, close up. I'm still in here. So, alright, look at this. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. A little water on the outside of the piece. side to where that dot is. It's getting colder though, so there's two blocks of ice just barely holding on to each other. It looks very weak here, and this is a bottom block, so if it goes, the whole piece will go. Whoa. Feel that? Very windy here. There's another hole, and what they put inside the ice, you can see through there. Well, this will show you how windy it is. And then I want to go all roped off. Roped off, open for 2 weeks. Look at that light coming through. Isn't that beautiful? This piece is totally melted, and that was a pretty fragile one. It reminded me of fiberglass. I did photograph it, so this was the student piece. See, now it's just fabric blown around. This is the top. This piece is like all slides, all different kinds of slides down to an area there. There's a slide. It's a very neat slides for transportation. God, I feel like I'm going to get blown off it. Kind of the lion's den pit that you wind up all these different slides. He really believes in slide transportation from here. And I think you're supposed to climb up this ladder to get out. But I did see a worker the other night walk up one of these, and I may just do that. it is kind of like throwing your lines to the Christian. It would be fun to go down all the slides, but I'm not going to crawl up every time. This is just so cool, an ice slide. The only way to get down there is one you couldn't go in on the other night either. This one looked pretty sloppy compared to those wonderful cylinders in Rovaniemi. And there's this piece. It's lit up at night. The theater. Pools of water around this cylinder. Pools of water. And pools of water around this piece too. And that permanent Stonehenge that's here in the park, always, the artwork was draped around it. Number 9. Number 9. They did put the numbers in ice blocks or something. And this piece actually looks better to me tonight in its state of disrepair or melting. Somehow I like it better. I'm going to see if I'm running out of tape. So I think I might flip and fly this stuff. It's really quite wonderful what's happened to it. I'm sorry about it. Somehow I think this piece needed decay. Really bring it home. Debris laying around. Now it's cracked a little bit. It looks kind of like a speeding train.